Hi YouTube, goblins, vegans, regular, normal people who do normal people things. Uh, it's good to talk about the craziness that I'm seeing on the internet from paranoid and delusional anti-vegans. They are in full force, and the delusions are immense. Okay, so one thing that I heard one mention was that in brainwashing programs they use high carb diets to brainwash people. Maybe that's true, but veganism doesn't have to be high carb. So I don't know why you think that's a point, but it's not really because I have a ketogenic plant-based diet. So can you tell me what's brainwashing about that? Okay, anyway, moving on. The other thing that I heard is there's the insanity of that we're pushing a globalist vegan agenda. You know, what's really crazy about this is that imagining what that means to them. Uh, so in the future, uh, it's okay. Before we talk about the future, let's talk about right now. What does it mean? Is it more likely that the there's a small group of apparently ridiculously overly wealthy vegan globalists who are trying to control the world? Or is it more likely that the meat, eggs, and dairy industry is fucking rich as shit and they're kicking and screaming to stop veganism from taking root so that they don't lose all their profits? It's really fucking obvious what the answer is. I mean, it's just absurd. They say, oh, they're just basically trying to sell supplements and get people dependent. They already have people dependent. You're not going out and hunting, and neither are most people. Most people are not going out and milking their cows. You're dependent on their meat, eggs, and dairy industry. And here's the thing. The the ultimate project of getting you hooked on this is the spiritual battle. Why do they need people to be from a karmic uh, spell casting and a magical and spiritual place? Why would they want people hooked on meat, dairy, and eggs? Because if you agree to those terms, that you enslave, torture, and kill in order to sustain your existence, when specifically when you have other options, it means from a logical standpoint, you have forfeit every right. Every right. They now have free reign to enslave you. But from karmic law, from spiritual law, from magical law, all of it. You have no rights anymore. If you are vegan aware and you're voluntarily and openly anti-vegan and you're trying to continue the perpetuation of eating meat and dairy and eggs, then you have no rights. And they know it. And therefore cannot be punished by putting you in chains, torturing you, killing you. It doesn't matter. They can do anything they want to you without fear of repercussion. You're just a tiny minnow in the shark pit of psychopathy. That's all. And until you stand up for the rights of those under you, you will never have rights to those above you. That's how karma works. That's how spiritualism works. That's how magic works. And if you cannot conceptualize that, poor you. You are a under species. You are an underclass. And Maybe you need some defense yourself, but again, that doesn't put you at an advantage to go and treat others like that. It makes you especially vulnerable. So, either way, any way you spin it, this is not an issue of vegans are the bad people. That's the last, that's the least sensible position that you can take, because all vegans are doing is promoting compassion and ceasing of the enslavement, rape, torture, killing of animals, etc. From what amounts to psychopaths, vampires, goblins, all of the evil creatures in the world who want to hurt and maim and harm and cause suffering for their own sick pleasure. And by opposing that, you are outing yourself completely. You are just openly walking into the battlefield and saying, yep, I'm one of the bad guys. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look. From anyone who has a mind to value justice and compassion, and those who do value justice and compassion will have our retribution at the end of this. So remember, nothing tastes better than good karma.